How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. The spirits are mad that I've taken the time to actually make this place look decently presentable, at least on this side. Again, I will still hold, this actually looks pretty freaking cool. I think this turned out pretty good. Let's also take a quick peek down here. Nope, nothing there yet. But in due time, in due time. So yes, in the last episode, I officially... Let's see if I can find it. Oh, no, wait. Where's the calendar? Oh, it's over here. I could have sworn I moved it. I officially, on the 18th, gave Sebastian the mermaid pendant, which means that that wedding will occur on, not this video, but the next, the 21st. So we've got 2 days until then to get done whatever we need to get done, and that probably includes also making this place look halfway decent. First and foremost, though, we've got mail. Ordered too much fertilizer for the garden. Also, dear Delta, I'm at my wit's end. I desperately want a cocoa at the saloon, but I have no way of getting a coconut. Can you help me? Gus. Well, luckily for you, Gus, I've got you covered. As a man among men, Gus, not myself, I will do everything in my power to assist. So, what are we doing today? Well, first and foremost, the traveling merchant is in town today, so we will have that to look forward to. There we go. Secondly, there is a catalog that I have access to right now that I was not aware I actually had access to it. But I do want to make use of that, as it's probably, at least according to everything I've seen, it's quote-unquote the best catalog. And based on the title of it, I didn't look at everything that it had, but it would be believable to think that that's true. It definitely will have a lot of stuff I think I will enjoy using for furniture, materials, and all that. Oop, baby cow, my mistake. And then you. There we go. That'll give all the pets. Oh, and all the ostrich eggs too, apparently. You'd think for such a giant egg that'd be easier to spot, but no, it seems like they like hiding behind things. And the good news is, with the traveling merchant available, there is also a chance that I might actually get one of the other catalogs as well, with a little bit of luck. We'll see how that goes, I guess. Other than that, I don't have any real concrete, definite plans for the day. I do probably just want to do primarily a little bit more work in making the house look cool. And I'm hoping that for one new catalog for sure, potentially two, that will get me kind of everything I'm looking for. There is one more catalog that I've yet to find, which is called the, I believe, trash catalog, which basically you get by just digging through the trash cans, and there's a small chance to find it. However, as one would expect, yeah, doesn't look too particularly appetizing. It's basically a bunch of garbage and trash items. Like, if you intentionally want your house to look like a pigsty, this is the choice for you. But I obviously don't want that, so I will not be choosing that. So as a result, that one's not going to be too terribly big a deal. Nor will that train be passing through the valley. That also won't be too big of a deal. Let's put these away. Toss these in here. What do we need to get going for bars? Looks like gold still primarily, so let's get cracking on that. How are we doing for wood? We're okay for wood. And stone we're okay for. Let's make a couple more of these. Not a lot. I'm kind of just guesstimating. Yeah, that feels like an okay amount, I think. Yeah, that feels like an okay amount. I was also going to grab some coffee beans while I was here to put those in the kegs. As I said, while we do have space to get more of these done, I would like to go for getting a few more rounds of coffee beans done here. Just to make sure that I'll have enough for any future goings-on. Yeah, it almost looks like they do better at registering the coffee beans if I'm facing the right direction, which is weird because most of them don't need that. Weird. So yes, at some point, once we've got more wooden materials, which will hopefully be once the desert has sort of... There we go. Once the desert trees have sort of paid off in their own way, I think I'll probably end up going over there, chopping down a bunch of trees to get a bunch of wood, and by that point we'll also have a fair bit of oak resin, which I think we're actually doing pretty decent on now. 51, yeah. And I'll add more kegs to that pile, so if you thought we were going crazy before, oh boy, just you wait. It's gonna get a lot more crazy. Hi. Sure, I could bring you an iridium bar. I've got plenty of those. You enjoy that. Everyone, look, fresh iridium bar. Well, I don't know about fresh, but, I mean, it's an iridium bar. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, there's that. And there we go. I'll just include those on the next trip around, but again, I want to kind of keep those as synchronized as I possibly can. But now with much more coffee, with 80 instead of what did I have left, like something in the teens, I'm feeling a lot more confident that we'll be good on that for at least a little bit longer. Hello, raccoons. How are you? You're doing great. Good, good. I'm glad you're doing good. Alright, let's see that catalog. I'd love to see that catalog right now. Nope, no dice. Afraid not. Alright. Well, let's go and, first of all, we can give Gus that coconut now. But secondly, exotic spirits. Gus wants to make a konono, but he's missing the main ingredient. Yeah, those are two things we probably won't be doing there. So we'll give him that, and then we'll go get the other catalog. We're not locked out of this one by any stretch time-wise, as this one is actually sold by Krobus, so this will be nice and easy to find. Hey Gus, I heard you needed this. Coconut, now there's a soothing sight for my winter eyes. It's gonna be perfect for my konono, thanks. No worries, my guy. And I think that might be the last, like, mail request that's like that. I don't think there's any more. There might be, like, one more, potentially. Maybe. We'll see, but we will not be seeing too many more of them at the very most. How's it going, my guy? Here it is, the Wizard Catalog. Amrazmodius' private furniture collection. I want this. I would like to get that return scepter at some point, but not right now. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what all is available in here, because like I said, I only saw like a single screenshot that was pretty small of some of the things in this catalog, so I'm curious to see what else could potentially be in there. Sandy's in need of copper bar, I can do that. Might as well get cracking on the next prize ticket, as it were. So let's do it. I probably should check the island as well, but I'm actually not going to do that today. I'm going to wait till tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes, if there's anything I need to replace or whatnot. At some point, I do need to just go full iridium with the sprinklers over there, but that's alright. We can wait another day for that. It really won't save that many tiles, honestly. So it's not like a big, oh, we need to get that done, like right this second thing. It's going to save us like probably 3 to 4 tiles at absolute most. It really won't make that much of a difference. Yeah, I got you. And since we're here, let's do a quick little walk around and grab all the forageables here. Don't really need the cactus fruit, but it probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to have a few more coconuts on hand. Ooh, warp totem, if they are available. This place is turning into a forest here, which is good. That's what we want. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else, just the cactus fruits. Alright, well, that's fine. Again, at some point, I'll come and knock down that forest and rebuild it, but for right now, it's not too terribly big of a deal. Epona is wondering where you've been. Yeah, so the hollies are worth more than the cactus fruit, even though it... When it comes to keeping you alive, clearly one is better than the other. I'm just gonna toss both of those in there, I think. Put the gold bars up. We could work on the copper a little bit, I guess. Because again, we are going to need that for the kegs at some point. I'm actually going to let you guys take a little bit of a look at this collection, just to see what all is in here, because I actually don't know. My ex-wife took all the furniture. Fortunately, I had the good sense to make ethereal copies of everything and transcribe them into this book. Enjoy, Amrasmodius. Ooh, okay, so wizard chair, stool, dresser. A weird-looking dresser. Some elixir shelves. I've loved the bookshelf, the amethyst crystal ball. This is some of the stuff I've seen. So books, cauldrons, curly trees. Yeah, I love the book. Ooh, Starry Moon rug. That's going to look good. I can already tell I'll be using some of those rugs for sure. Ooh, and the wallpaper. Oh, man, there's some options here. There's definitely some options here. All right. So, as of right now, I think I'm good here. I honestly don't want to change anything in that room. Here, I think we're mostly okay. I might add, like, something picture-wise, maybe? Maybe, like, the elixir shelf? Yeah, it feels like it kind of fits. Yeah, we'll keep that up there. But the point is, I'm basically not going to work on those two rooms all that much. I'm not going to work on the cubby either. I might work in here a little bit, but I also want to work on the jungle section a bit as well as theoretically down here. Kind of depends on how much time I take to do stuff like that. But I will see you guys at the end of the day, and then we'll get a look at what it looks like. I'll show it at night right before I go to sleep, and then I'll show it during the daytime so you can see what it looks like then as well. Alright, we are back. I figured this would be a relatively decent place to cut in here, so you can see a little bit of tweaking that I've done, but also I'm going to put this blueberry in because I did add more blueberries to or blueberry jelly, rather, to our shipping bin, and I did a second round of all the animal products as well, so those will be going overnight. Also, I did get the coffee done, and I put in all the remaining coffee beans I had, which is why this number has changed as well. So, I did do some other stuff during the day, but it was basically just more routine, so I figured it wasn't that terribly important, but I figured I'd give you a little bit of a small tour of what we're seeing here. I've obviously changed the bookshelves and fireplace locations slightly, put the chair here. These will probably get moved ultimately. I'm just leaving them there for now. I added some books to the cubby area. That's pretty much all I did there. Didn't change anything else. And then over here, I added, I changed some stuff up. I removed this bookcase. I added another little sitting area over here, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to work down here on the following day, I think, and did a little bit of the jungle background right there as well. That is pretty much it. Not a lot going on, but I had other stuff to check, so obviously I didn't spend a full day doing some decorating, but I think it turned out relatively okay. Now you can see what it looks like here during the daytime. I wish I could rotate this. I really do. Can you rotate the... Not that. The TV by any chance? No, you can't rotate the TV. Figured probably not because they'd want to show that off, but... Oh well. Yeah, if I could rotate this, I'd put it up against the side wall, and I don't know. Maybe I could put a creature in there of some sort? I don't know, actually, what I can do with that. I'll have to figure that out. In the meanwhile, though, let's go ahead and check routine for the day. I'm going to leave these down here just as a reminder that I had them in my inventory. I was thinking about putting those over by the bookshelf bookcases, but the problem is they're 3 tiles long, so they don't look even. It's kind of annoying, actually, that they don't. But there's not much I can do about that, so... Oh well. Some hay. I will gladly take that, Marnie. Thank you. I actually genuinely will take that. That's one of the better things I could get in the winter, to be perfectly honest with you, as it's going to be a little rough. I think I will show the routine today, since I probably will do more housework, and therefore you're going to get more cuts in the video as a result. And I do apologize for that, but also watching it would be incredibly boring, because I'm just sitting there going like, alright, how does this look? How does this look? What do I think about this? And that doesn't really work. That doesn't match up with the theme. Whatever. So... yeah, just wouldn't be interesting to watch. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to here. I will come back with some starfruit or the like for that particular area. As you can see, though, yes, I did use up a bunch of my void eggs. I'm basically going with the lowest quality egg that I have, and I had a bunch of silver star quality ones of those. So this is currently what we're looking like now. So I still have some, so I'll probably put those in there, and then at that point we'll be moving on to the gold stars, it looks like. Weird to think there was a day, at least for some sort of thing we had, where it's like, oh, gold star, that's not going to cut it. Let's also quickly drop this in there. That'll give us another, like, day and a half right there of extra animal feed, so I do appreciate that. Let's just go ahead and add these in here, because I am going to try to do a second round of those at some point. Those are upgrading into silver quality now. That's good. I'm just going to store those for the time being. I'll put these down here, and let's see. It's a little hard to keep track of which goats to go for and not go for, because they're not synchronized up. I might intentionally take a day off from milking the goats for that particular reason. Put those all away for now. Floof does not have any wool for us, which is fine. Let's check the mushroom cave. As today is Saturday, no traveling merchant. Again, I'm not really sold on doing the special orders all that much, nor am I sold on doing the key challenge at all, basically. So, yeah, again, a lot more decor, but there's not really that much going on. I might swing by the island very quickly just to see what's going on there, maybe. And looking at this, we've got enough to do the ancient fruit wine next, so I think we're good on that front. Over here, we'll do the peaches next. Alright, let's get some ancient fruit wine going. Yeah, it's amazing how much these just, like, my mouse isn't anywhere near. I'm just holding down the right mouse button to get these put in, and it just works fine. It really is just something about the coffee beans that are a little bit more finicky. I'm sure it's not intentional by any means. I don't think it is. Why would it be? There we go, with 2 left over. So put those away. And at another date, we'll come back and... Hold on, did I miss one? I did. Well, that's alright. It'll get used sooner or later, right? It's weird to see our money count so low again, of like, I was so close to that obelisk, but I really do want to do this, so... And I think that while I'm doing a lot of cutting here, this is going to be more interesting, at the very least, with the final product than me just fishing for 38 million years, so... Right, so today I might get something put up on the wall here. I'm not really sure what yet. I've got a couple ideas. I'm decently satisfied with this one for now, and I'm also going to start working on this area down here. Also, I put the crystallariums down here. They're not going to go here specifically, but I do want to point out also, if you break them, you do get the item that you put in back. So, no need to worry about that. So, yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the day once again, whenever I show off some of the finished product. Note that I will check the farm products every now and again as well, so we'll get a little bit of extra income from that as well. But we'll see how things go. Alright, this is a decent enough spot to cut back in. Obviously, I've not worked on here. I just put the bookcases away. But this is what we've got for our sort of baby's bedroom. I love this one, honestly. I love the beds. I love the wizard's beds. The clouds are a little out of place, but I kind of want it to be, like, place that's easy to sleep, meaning that, you know, dark colors work really well in helping a kid get to sleep. Obviously, the fireplace would not normally be there, but I felt like it fit in with the aesthetic well. And I didn't want to take anything out for that. I also put the giant thing underneath the rug, underneath the beds as well. Obviously, swap those beds out, have a small little reading area. This is what I did for my ocean area. I need to go get the legend and put him in there, and I probably will do that tomorrow in-game. If I get the opportunity, because tomorrow will be the wedding day, so it might just immediately cut to that. But I do want to add him in here, have like a little bit of like a viewing area going on, some background stuff. And then down here is just more of the same. I left this pretty much as it was. So that's pretty much what we did. So I've got one room up here in the top right, and then I've got the attic. And I know what I want to do for the attic for sure. I don't know what pieces I need, but I know the theme. I think I have an idea for the theme in that top right one. I think I have an idea, but we'll see how it goes. Also, yes, I did off-screen do a little bit more work here, which is why you're seeing higher numbers than you would expect. Not super high numbers, but enough that we're, making a little bit of money off that. Oh, hopefully he won't be too mad with me that I didn't get the house renovations done. Nah, he'll be fine. Yes, that's right. You're seeing correctly. I did not end the video off here. This is going to be a double feature because I know this day is going to be short. When Delta first arrived in Pelican Town, no one knew if he'd fit in with our community. From this day forward, Delta is going to be as much a part of this town as any of us. Thanks, as if I wasn't part of this town before doing all the other stuff. It is my great honor on this day, 21st of winter, to unite Delta and Sebastian in the bonds of marriage. Well, let's get right to it. Delta? Oh, I thought he was, like, holding up a camera, and I was like, is now really the time? Like, anybody else, that's fine. Maybe not the person ordaining the wedding, just a thought. Life's gonna be different from now on, but the future looks bright. So you gotta wear shades. I think that's how the saying goes. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Like, 85% sure. Oh, never mind. I thought it would cut to the end of the day, but I guess it did not. So yes, now you're able to kiss your spouse, and I believe that gives you your energy back once a day, question mark? I actually don't fully remember on that, but I was expecting it to cut to the end of the day, so maybe it's not a double feature after all. Maybe we'll go ahead and end the video off here, because I tragically don't have enough time to do a second video. I wish I did, I really do, but tragically I do not. So, this is where we'll end things off for now. Next time on Stardew Valley, I am going to work on this a little bit more. We do have the Traveling Merchant, but I want to get this top area done. And then, of course, over here, I will have a sort of theme picked out for this. I only put this here because I really like this and I want to incorporate it somehow. But this is a much bigger room, so there are more possibilities. So I'm debating. I've got a few ideas in mind, but I love how the rest of this turned out. I love how these rooms in particular went. It does feel like there's a lot here, and I kind of do want to take this down, so I might adjust the stuff on the wall, but in terms of, like, the flooring and everything here, this looks absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I love how this looks over here, a little bit of books, barrels, and stuff. It turned out great over there. Still might add some stuff to the wall over here. In fact, I might take that one picture that you saw in that empty room and put it over there. And then, yeah, I am quite satisfied with how the rest of this is turning out. It is looking very good. Very, very good indeed. Also, guess what? These are finally done. So yes, our $6,300 Starfruit wine, and that's per, mind you, will be ready in the next episode. So just for the heck of it, you know what? Let's end it off with a nice little toast to, as the game says, things going to be different, but the future looks bright. Until then, guys, I will see you in the next one. Later.